Hey guys, my name's Alex. I'm with Spliced Media, and I'm here today joined with Spirit Leaves. If you guys want to introduce
Hello.
yourselves.
I'm Xylo. I am the lead singer.
I'm Gio. I'm the guitar player, or one of.
What up? I'm Donnie. Hi.
Hi. What do you play, Donnie?
I play drums.
Awesome. Steven.
I play guitar.
All right. We're going to have to break Steven out of his shell in this interview. This is the first of probably what's going
Oh,
to
he don't. He don't. He don't break out of that shell. He's very
but once he does, funniest man in this band.
Listen, I can make friends with a wall, so I'm going to teach you, and you'll be like ready by yourself.
Sounds good.
So, y'all kind of came out of nowhere, and y'all came out swinging. Can I just say?
Absolutely.
Holy crap!
That
Like,
was the intention.
I mean, yeah, like Killjoy, absolute banger, and then Pulling Teeth, absolute banger, and now you're signed to In Vogue. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, wasting no time at all.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Well, that's what we intentionally did with Killjoy. We literally put a whole thing together, and we were like, all right, this song is going to get us a record label deal.
Essentially,
and I know it sounds silly, but that's exactly what our intentions were.
I mean, that for me it was best case scenario for sure. I definitely thought that it would happen after the record came out, like the entire thing,
Absolutely.
and not in the first single. That was what caught me by surprise. But hey,
yeah.
it worked out.
Look, I take this as I bank this whole band on absolute pure luck with the fact that we got together. Xylo came in. It was the last piece of puzzle, and it was really like lightning in a bottle for me, at least. Where it's like we wrote a certain amount of songs really quick. They were all good. And then these music videos came, and then we went to Nashville to record the EP with Jonathan DeLees at Concrete Studios, and it was all like a whole thing where it's like, this feels right, this feels good, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if it kind of like started quick. Like, we're still starting, we're still like a fairly new band, as you said, we came out of nowhere, and we're still learning how to like go through all that, but also at the same time, we all feel very fortunate and very lucky to like kind of be able to like, that's kind of an expectation we had, not an expectation, like the want that we wanted, where it's like release Killjoy. It's like we want Killjoy to do so well with the music video, with the streams and all that stuff, in order to be able to like us be able to keep doing it with the backing of the label or with all that stuff, where it's like it was really a lot of hard work, but it was also a lot of luck, and I think we're all very lucky in that aspect of it.
Yeah, I would say it's luck, and also, what is it? It's really just like the experiences that I think we've all had in the past. Mm-hmm. I've been in tons of different projects outside of just this, and I've also been a producer for a number of years for lots of local artists and things like that. So like for me, I'm used to like putting records together, that sort of stuff. And so when we got this band together, and I was sort of like willing to sort of start from square one. I think the main goal, at least for me, I can't speak for the rest of the guys, for me was just like to sort of take the mistakes that the mistakes that I've made in the past, take them and like learn from them, and like, use that sort of stuff to propel this project and whatnot. Because honestly, making the music was the easiest part.
It was
everything else was much harder, and definitely it still feels like I'm still learning every day in that regard. But
Absolutely.
That was kind of like the thing with this band, starting from square one. Like we were like, okay, we know how to put a record together. Let's do that, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know y'all kind of have side projects. Either you're currently in them or you were in them. So it's kind of what I was wondering too, if a lot of y'all had taken experiences from past bands and used that to like mold what is Spirit Leaves. So that's
I could say that.
Definitely, yeah. Absolutely.
Me and Donnie have been writing music since like 2018, 2017, something like that. It was only really a matter of time. Like we literally co-wrote like with so many artists and like did sort of stuff. We were in our own separate respective projects, but I swear to God, the amount of songs that we've made, I mean, we must have like 500 or 600 songs or something like that. Something insane.
We went through all those now.
There was a lot of, there was a couple summers where we just were just addicts at songwriting. We were spitting like 2-3 songs a day sometimes, you know.
We were awake more than we were asleep that year. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've known Steven for years now because we're both from Puerto Rico and we both played in our local scene. Awesome. So we've always had this like companionship of like, your band's awesome, my band's mid, and we'll just carry on like that.
Just a good little kind of.
The one thing that Steven and I is we both were in instrumental bands before Spirit Leaves. So for me, having a vocalist in a band is a completely new thing, and it's not something I've been wanting to do for a while.
I noticed that because when I was doing some digging, I saw I love me some Tim, I love me some Polyphia, like
of
so
course.
much, and I saw that Steven, you're kind of in a math rock band too. I saw your covers. Don't get shy; they're good. So that's really cool that kind of brought y'all together. Ooh.
Yeah.
And now
funny enough, I've written with Steven like years ago. Like it's we've all sort of like have known each other and have either sort of written stuff like at some point in the past and whatnot. Except for Gio. Gio's the only one I actually did not know.
The new one here.
Yeah, he's kind of Everybody else we all like kind of just like knew each other from local scene stuff and just wanted to work together because we just like doing it. The good part is like for me, like I was in a solo project, like pop R&B sort of stuff. But the great thing about that is like I can just work with anybody I want whenever I want. That was sort of like the advantage is like I got to meet so many people because of that. It's not like when you're in a band and it's sort of like it's just like a little bit of a different dynamic when you're in a band. It's like, because you have these 4 other writers already. It's like, bringing in like new people or working with like random people can be a bit strange. Or maybe that's just, how I thought of it when I was younger.
I mean, the first time you and I worked was weird.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But it worked out.
It did.
Why was it weird?
No, we were just in different headspaces. Like Brandon and I have the one thing in common that before we started this band, we were kind of like not about it. Like where it's like music wise, we were like, do we want to keep doing this or not? Then we met each other and I was like, we absolutely want to do this.
Yeah.
So when he and I met up,
I convinced them.
Donnie tricked me.
I tricked both of them to do that.
Well, yes and no. You and I started jamming together, and that kind of clicked really well. So I started writing in my room, like in secret. And then one day I came up to Donnie. He's like, "Hey, here's a number of songs. This is what I've done." And then he's like, "We need to bring Xylo on it," and then we did. But it was a whole thing. Like, so it was weird, mainly in the fact that we were like kind of like not knowing if we like before Spirit Leaves was even a thing, because we were writing for like another thing, I think, for something Donnie and I.
Okay.
And it was like, I don't even want to be here, but then it became like, oh, I want to be here. Like, this is awesome. Like, let's do this. Like, it's the great thing.
Yeah.
Almost like the universe was like, this needs to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
I heard Killjoy. Once I heard Killjoy and Donnie tricked me into going to that like jam session where they were performing like the song. Because I had never heard like what Gio had written. We just had like that one other experience, sort of like writing like a 40-second like little demo thing.
Math rock demo, actually.
Yeah, it was like a math rock demo. And then the next time that Donnie tricked me to come out, he was playing Killjoy. He had written that, and so they played it live. And then I don't know what happened. I just got up and started singing, and then that was kind of it. That night is when we started doing it. We have footage of it. We know exactly the.
We do. This man was asleep while Donnie and I were playing Killjoy. He wakes up, sings the song, and then just goes back to our bed.
Yep.
So casually. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
It was awesome.
It
was a good time.
So where does Spirit Leaves come from?
That's funny. Spirit Leaves, believe it or not, is kind of a joke name.
Okay.
Of course.
I tend to do this thing. I have like this bit that I do. It's called like the Orlando band dude, like stereotypical stuff that like a band dude from Orlando like says. And so one thing that I do is that sometimes Donnie will call me and I'll answer and I'll be like, "So I'm the singer for a band called Spirit Leaves or whatever," and I did that, right? And Donnie just like stops for a moment. He goes, "Yo, that's kind of awesome," because I do it with like plenty of other band names. Yeah, I just like make up band names on the fly. It's the only way I can actually make up band names, because other than that, I draw a blank. And so I did that one day, and that's how the name like came about. So
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's kind of a joke name. Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, it was a funny moment.
Yeah.
I've heard bands like just going on like name generators on Google too, and they're like, it's really not that deep. I went on a name generator.
Childish
Why go on Google when we have a Xylo that can just generate names on the fly?
You know what? When I start going to these local shows, if they need a new name, I'm just gonna send them your way.
Oh, send them to us. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got
I'll
it.
just like I'll cool guy them. I'll tell them I'm the guitarist for some random band, and yeah, it'll be good. That's actually how it'll come out. It'll come out.
I'm
good.
really waiting for somebody to use Monuments of the Fall.
That's another one that I made.
I want somebody to use that one.
That sounds like a deathcore band.
Yeah, there's Lexi Sunrise, Tickets for Angela. There's two.
Okay. Watch after this interview drops. We're gonna start seeing all these bands pop up. So
I hope so.
Really
take the names. I that's cool with me. I got Spirit Leaves. We're good. I'm done. I don't want to come up with a band name. I don't ever want to come up with a band name ever.
Yeah, we're done with band names now.
Now the actual trouble is making album and EP names.
Yeah.
That's the real one.
That's true. But hey, so Xylo can come up with the band name, and then Donnie can just trick people into joining the band, and then boom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
That's literally what it is.
Love it.
I mean, it's like, hey, come hang out for a couple hours. We'll get a couple drinks. All of a sudden, we're not hanging out. We're just in a room playing music.
Just kidding. And now you're signed in Vogue, so I don't make the rules. It is what it is.
It works sometimes. Sometimes it's just chance and hard work, and it worked, and it paid off. I'm very happy to be in Vogue. Very happy to have the team that we have. Also, even before in Vogue, like we wanted to build a team where it's like we have our producer, we have our artwork guy, we have all these people.
It's a big family.
I'm just gonna go around the back.
Yeah. Donnie's driving. He's on tour right now with Cowboy Killer and Yellow Wolf. So
yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, that's why you can't see me right now. I'm like doing the whole thing.
Yeah, but
like mad driver.
Doing the do.
Sorry?
I'm a horrible I have terrible road rage from time to time. So Donnie, if you have to like take a moment, I'd totally.
Donnie's chill.
No, Donnie's chill. I'm the one who I don't do anything, but I yell for sure. Yeah. I'll be I'm that guy.
That's where all the screams come from.
Oh,
That's where all the anger comes from, yeah.
Does this feel real to y'all yet, by the way? Like, has it sunk in that this is, like, happening? Because it's all happened so fast, I feel like y'all haven't really had a moment to be like...
that's the whole thing. We haven't had a moment to rest and actually think about it. It's been go, go, go.
Oh,
we haven't had a moment to take it in where it's like we just sit down and it's like, oh, shit, we're actually doing this. It's been like, oh, we did this, cool, moving on. Let's keep going.
It comes in waves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the time for me was when I went into the Vogue page and we're the first thing that pops up. And I'm like, oh.
Saw that.
Great. That's right.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is cool. I also got to post a dumb like meme post on their Twitter when the song dropped, and I was like, I don't know if that's a bucket list moment, but I was able to do that. That's great. Love it.
I get to ship stuff on my record label. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That for me was like, all right, we're chilling. I'm like,
we're gonna keep doing that soon too. We're gonna keep shit posting. We love it. We live for that.
Yeah. That's kind of my shtick. Yeah.
Children of the internet.
Chronically online.
Shit post. Oh yeah. So, Gio, I want to ask what got you into playing guitar? Because I know, like, I saw your love for Lithia and all that stuff. And is that kind of what got you into playing guitar, or what's your story?
No, so I come from a family of musicians, but I am the only guitar player in a line of percussionists. So
oh wow,
that kind of just came
that was it back there.
Sorry. Oh, he's talking about it.
He muted himself.
So that was like a whole thing where it's like I grew up around like merengue and salsa and all that stuff because again, Latino, Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother was into like death metal bands, and he was playing in a lot of the death metal, deathcore bands from back home. And I remember the exact moment I wanted to play guitar because he was rehearsing with one of his bands, and then the guitar player just left his blue Jackson on my bed when they were rehearsing. And I saw like that's cool as fuck. I want to do that. And then I kind of picked it up. I've been playing since I was like 9 years old.
Wow.
So it's like it came way before Polyphia, way before all that stuff. Where it's like I was huge into like Slipknot and Deicide and Vital Remains, all these like grind death metal acts, which is like still to this day like I'm a fan of. So that's kind of where it came from. And then I started getting into the more emo stuff, and it all came through. And that's where I am now, where it's like I kind of just picked it up on a whim that I saw. I thought it looked cool, and I kind of just wanted to do it. And actually, I was talking to Donnie about that the other day, where it's like, what was your moment that you like, yeah, you decided to play guitar, but what was the moment that you like decided I'm meant for this? I was like, I don't think I've had that moment yet.
Wow.
Like, other than like playing on stage a couple of times, like this is fun. So I'm like kind of actively searching for that, where it's like, okay, let's go. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's the one gift that I've been given because I'm not good at anything else, where it's like just play guitar, because it's the one thing I've been doing my whole life.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's use it. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and just keep playing, get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my adventure with guitar playing.
Yeah. Are you self-taught or did you have lessons?
I had lessons for like a year, and then I realized that the teacher I had, which
Same, a year? That was the
Yeah.
same. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, better to know that. Then I noticed that the teacher I had he's very good, but he wasn't teaching me what I wanted to learn. So I just kind of like dropped out and then kind of kept learning by myself. But I also had a really good group of guitar player friends that I just learned from.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where most of it came from, where it's like I would just watch people play, and I picked it up like that, and it was a fun way to learn, I think.
Yeah.
Instead of just looking at a book and
Right.
play these scales, it's like, oh, what are you doing there? Teach me that. And then the instant gratification of like, oh shit, I can do it. Like, it's awesome. Guitar is a very instant gratification instrument, so that's also great.
I know. My husband has like 6 of them laying around my house. It's a never-ending collection.
You ever pick them up?
So I've picked up a bass before, but I've never.
Okay.
I have really small hands, and
So do I.
it just feels, maybe I'm just not. I don't have the mental willpower, but it just feels really hard. And like I've tried to like learn a couple of like Paramore songs, and I struggle. I don't.
You just gotta keep doing it until they scratch.
It takes practice. Yeah, it takes practice, you know. But,
I mean, I do have some calluses, so it's like I'm getting there. I mean, maybe.
Okay.
You know?
You have been playing, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I try.
see it.
I
I mean, it's always good to learn an instrument. I feel like that's the best party trick, to just be like, hey, there's a guitar, let me play Wonderwall. Why not?
And I was gonna say anyway, brother. Here's Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Fun fact:
Yeah.
one of my best friend's birthdays. Before I knew that was even a meme, this was probably like junior high. It was her 15th birthday, and he literally pulls out he's like, he found a guitar, because they all do, and he goes, I'm gonna play Wonderwall for everybody. And yeah, and then I saw that meme, I was like, oh my god, is that based off my
The original Wonderwall.
Yeah.
You witnessed a historic moment.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I did. So Donnie, can you hear me? I know you're driving. Oh, does he know he's moving?
Could be signal too.
Oh,
Could be signal.
okay. We'll see.
wait, there
Sorry, I can hear you, but I'm literally like parking and unloading my drums right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to wait and I can come back to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm literally just figuring out where I need to put my stuff at, and then I'll hop back on.
Okay,
Awesome.
sounds good. Okay.
Okay.
Thank God for video editing. I can cut this out. Or I can leave it in. It's fine. I can do what I want.
Leave it in.
Do it.
Let's do the uncut version and then the cut.
Yeah,
version. We'll have 2 videos.
Turn.
Let him know how busy Donnie is all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay, Steven.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go to you. We're gonna make you come out of that little shell, Steven. So
Right.
I saw that you're also kind of you're a guitarist and a composer. Tell me a little, and like you also do art, like sketching. So like, what medium came
Steven is a
first, Kenny?
multi-talented man. He is a
Yes.
magician. He can do unicycles. He can breathe fire. He is the most amazing enigma that I've ever met in my life.
Oh my God, Jason.
Like he's blushing. That's how you know it's true. So like,
He's
but what came first? Like what art medium? Because it seems like you kind of got a little bit of all of them.
I don't know. I think drawing and painting
Yeah.
came first.
Okay.
I don't practice it as much as I used to.
Yeah. Do you have a preferred, like, is sketching, like, pencil your preferred, like, paint medium,
No.
or do you do all of it?
I guess I'll do anything. I like to try a little bit of everything.
I'm really impartial to oils, which I've talked about previously, but I love watercolor is kind of my jam. I love that too.
I like
So-
watercolor.
How do you get from, you're doing art and then now you're like this
Oh my
art medium to
God.
now you're in music? What was that transition?
Guitar Hero.
Yes, I love the answer. Okay.
Name, Guitar Hero. Here we go. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, but which
What?
one? Because I
Oh
played
yeah.
Guitar Hero with Guitar Hero 1, and I played Warren all the time.
Yep. That was good. That was it. Guitar Hero 1.
I was
Oh my gosh.
I have a funny. Actually, you know what? My dad is gonna love that I tell the story. Me and my dad, we went to. I can't remember what this was. This was in Indiana. It was a game shop basically, and they had. Can't remember what it was called, but they had a display of Guitar Hero over at that place with the guitar and like all that sort of stuff. We had no clue what it was. Never heard of that game. And I, to this day, remember picking up that guitar and like started playing it. And I was terrible like at it, and I just remember thinking to myself, like, this is the coolest shit ever. I love this so much. Not because of like the game. The game was great, but it's that feeling. It was like, oh fuck, I feel like a rock star right now.
It actually made you feel like a rock star.
Holy shit, this is crazy.
Was it the
That's
same for
how
you,
Rock
Steven?
Band- That's how Rock Band made me feel.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I just liked it. Also, my uncle used to play guitar, and I was always grabbing his electric guitar when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And my older brother started playing guitar, so I was like, I want to learn guitar.
How long did
That's
it
Let's plug his older brother. His older brother makes really good guitar pedals and really good guitar stuff. So let's plug him real quick. Mean Machines Effects. Is that still his handle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys want like custom, really cool pedals and all that stuff, like whoever's watching, hit up his brother. It's really cool.
Gotcha. We'll put them in the description so they can find a
I
museum.
didn't know that, Steven. I gotta get in contact with your brother. I might want some stuff for the studio.
Yeah, he has
Too
like
bad.
3 of the
bad.
pedals on his
Yes,
board
so.
are like
You don't
made by his
get it.
brother.
I had no clue about that.
Yeah.
And absolutely none.
It's awesome.
I barely talk, so
Oh.
Oh my God.
Well, Stephen, how long did it take you to learn since you had all those people around you to like kind of help? I guess.
No,
or
I think
help.
I played for a couple months, and then I started playing shows with my cousin. We started playing at the same time.
Mhm.
And we had this little like cover band and start playing stuff around town. So it was fun.
What kind of
Yeah.
cover band?
Yes, see this?
Panic rock.
Okay.
We did some Guns N' Roses and stuff like that.
Okay. That's so fun.
Mhm.
Okay, Xylo, it's your turn.
Oh man. Oh
All right.
wow.
You ready?
What you got for me?
Okay, so you cleared your Instagram, so I couldn't do a lot of digging on you. But you gotta tell me, what about
Right on.
74 Grammys with Bow Wow? I love him. He was my first love. What's going on there?
Oh, the
Oh.
74-time Grammy nominated lyric writer for Bow Wow. That's actually another sort of inside joke. What is it? So between like some producer friends I know and stuff like that, there's like this joke that like a lot of the guys, they'll put like that they've been Grammy nominated, on like their bios and stuff. And it's kind of an egotistical joke because it's like some of the people that post like that they have
Right.
that they're Grammy nominated or whatever, like didn't really get Grammy nominated.
Might be able to.
So I do this joke that I'm the 74-time Grammy nominated lyric writer for Bow Wow because it's clearly fake, you know.
No, it's true.
And that's kind of like the thing behind that. Other than that, no, definitely not 74-time Grammy nominated. Zero. Yes. Hopefully we'll get one day.
I'll say put a big yet. So what got you into the scene? I know you mentioned something about R&B, like pop, and now you're kind of y'all's own genre, doing a little bit of everything. I think you're all kind of combining your loves with Spirit Leads a little bit. So how did we get from there to there?
Yeah, that's a bit of a long story. I'll try to condense this as short as possible. Okay. So I grew up a rock kid. You know, it's like my dad was into like metal and rock music, and my mom was into like Latin and like R&B and like all that, all other stuff, right? And so when I was a kid, you know, Guitar Hero came out, right? That was like I got hooked, you know, on music, and then bought a System of a Down CD. That was like my first CD I ever bought. Then it was like Green Day or something like that. Whatever the case, fast forward, I start learning guitar, play for a few years. I got lessons for a year and then trained by ear, just like Gio. And then eventually I started singing, and I started wanting to become like a front man. I wanted to get a band together and all that sort of stuff. And then when I was 14 years old, my dad, he used to work for Sweetwater, and he got me an interface. Had no clue how to work that stuff, or even any fathomable clue of what I was doing with it. But I learned along the way. After a couple of years, I would join like Facebook forums with like audio engineers and things like that. And then eventually we moved to Miami from Indiana. So like I grew up in Indiana for a while, and then we moved to Miami. And when we moved to Miami, I got with a metal band called Northern Line. That was a band that me and my friends, we formed. And I was in that band for quite a long time. And at some point, we had done a tour. And after that tour, I left that band to go pursue different styles of music because I was getting into stuff like that more and more and more. I mean, the entire time I was in that band, I started getting into just more and more stuff and falling in love with all different types of stuff. Like, I feel like I got into what my dad liked at first, and then eventually my mom came in the picture. That's how I see it in a funny way. Is that like my mom's taste in music sort of gradually came into me, and that's when I started exploring. So when I left Northern Line, I chose to do pop music for a long time, and then after a while, I actually pivoted to R&B. So that was kind of like pop R&B. It's always kind of been like that, my solo stuff. But I really pivoted to R&B at like sort of the end there. That was like what I really was on. But now with like this project, I'm just sort of bringing a lot of those like sensibilities in. Now that I'm like kind of back doing metal music, but I've never fallen out of love with metal. I love metal. I've been in the scene for years and watched it blossom and grow. And from like, when it was very small and sort of subculture and substream and stuff like that, like A Day to Remember couldn't even break 1 million streams, that sort of stuff. That was where that came from, or where I come from. And now it's just funny to see this thing blossom the way it is. It's bigger than it's ever been, which is awesome. Especially
it's really cool to see our friends from back in the day to see what they're doing now. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. And I left for a long time, to do like R&B and pop. it was just something that I wanted to do. Yeah. For me, it's all about the music first, and what I'm feeling that we can do. And that's sort of like how I sort of approach things, which is why I kind of like stopped doing metal, not because I didn't love it. I just wanted to do other stuff. And so I did that for a long time. And now I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm right back at home, which is funny. I'm like, I don't know why I stopped doing it for so long. Like, yeah, because I feel right back at home now. It's kind of funny.
But man, I don't see why you couldn't combine R&B with the metal, because Issues have done it forever when they had Tyler Carter and them. I don't know.
We have had.
We take cues from Issues a lot.
Yeah, we have. We've talked quite a lot about that sort of sound, that sort of stuff. Where we go as a band, especially with what we're doing now. Like, I already sort of like have those sensibilities and sing like that and do all that stuff. Our thing is like, I don't like want to force like any sort of like cross genre stuff. I just want all of our tastes to sort of blend together in this really nice, like.
That being said,
we have talked a lot about what we can do with this sound and how we could potentially expand it in the future.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that being said, without saying too much, we've kind of already ventured a little bit into that, which is awesome. You guys haven't heard those yet, but it's definitely there in the next few releases. It's a good thing to keep your ear out for.
Is that, are we alluding to the Octane single that we're not talking about?
No, the Octane single, that's not going to happen for long. That's just
the Tom Holland of the band, man. He's spoiling all the secrets.
No, the Octane singles, that's not happening. I mean, that's just a joke. It feels like it, but who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
There's let's just say that there's lots of secrets and lots of things going on, and we are always writing music. That is what it is.
Yeah,
always
January and December.
I was watching a story last night. I was like, when is it coming? I'm so confused.
Yeah, good. That's great.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's kind of the fun joke.
It's like Easter egg. I had to start like watching everything, like seeing little signs everywhere.
I have a little bit of I got a little bit of free time if you want to ask me some questions before I have to start loading up.
Yes. Okay. So, Donnie, I would just like to say I got to see Craig Owens last night in Drugs. I know you have a giant Chiodos tattoo on your chest. Yes. Let's go. I'm obsessed. Cool. I've seen Chiodos like so many times, but this is the first time I got to see him in Drugs, and I like felt like it was so good.
Yeah, Drugs is interesting.
I like him.
Destroy, Rebuild, Until God Shows. That was such an interesting name too. You know.
I know, and the merch for it came out around the whole like, "Don't do drugs, kids," and like they were like, "We're gonna take this and run."
Yeah, right.
So, are you also like you're a drummer, but you're also a model? How
yes.
Like okay? How does that work? When did that start happening?
I was walking down the street one day in Orlando going to see a City and Color concert, and my agent just walked by me and then was like, wait a second, and then like ran back to me and was like, here, take my card. And I took her card and emailed her right then and there and went into an interview the next day, and there I was. My modeling career started.
Wow. So then what got you into drumming?
So when I started drumming, I was about maybe 10 or 12. My friend Haley Byrne, she bought a garage drum set. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, come and like jam with us. Da, da, da. And I was like, all right, I'll come jam with you. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I remember specifically one moment where she was like playing a riff and I like did something and I landed with her and we were like, oh, like we had this moment, this like, oh my God, we just made art together. And I think I've always been chasing that moment ever since of like creating art with somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Zyla was saying you write, like y'all both write a lot too. So did you write that little project you had as well, or?
We have a few unreleased records with each other.
Yeah, and we also we co-wrote one of Zylo's solos, and then he co-wrote on one of my solos as well, solo albums. So I co-wrote on his Lost and Delfino album, and then he wrote on my Bad Cycle solo project called Sugar Fox.
I also do want to say that we're all like, Donnie's a drummer and he's a model. Steven is an enigma. Brandon is a great producer, but we all produce and we all are multi-instrumentalists as well.
Yeah.
So does that take pressure off of y'all? Because I'm so used to seeing like bands where there's really one person producing, writing, and stuff like that. So I feel like that has to be such a weight that you're all able to do stuff.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I remember. Good thing I have Gio, man. I'll tell you that. Gio.
I remember
my guy.
Yeah, I remember when we first started this band, where like Zylo's used to being at the desk all the time, and then one day I was at the desk just doing stuff, and he films me. He's like, "My favorite part of this band is when I get to do nothing and Gio gets to do everything." And I was like, "Yep, that's what we're here for."
That's me. Like I said, when I've been recording since I was 14. So like at the time, when you're that age, like first of all, kids usually don't have stuff like that. And on top of that, any kid who like actually learned how to use that stuff, you were immediately a valuable asset to any 16-year-old who didn't know any better. And so I was always pretty much at that forefront of doing that stuff. And I was pretty much the only one who did for a long time. Eventually, obviously you start growing older, you start meeting more people, and the internet's a thing as well.
Yeah.
But definitely at that age, my whole thing is I was obsessed with like getting my idea out. Like I knew that I could write an entire song with guitars, drums, and vocals. I just wanted to hear my music back, and then that just became a whole thing from there.
Yeah, absolutely helps out a lot to learn how to produce. So if anybody's like, that's my tip for everybody, where it's like, if you just learn how to produce. What's up, cowboy?
Oh, we got a cameo.
Oh, here you go.
Crossover.
He's on the run.
The legend, the myth,
The
Cowboy Killer.
Cowboy Killer.
Where's Zylo? Show me Zylo. Zylo talk.
What's up, Paul?
No, but again, like the tip is everybody should learn how to produce.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you think that helps with burnout too? Because y'all can all kind of shift the weight and like, hey, I'm not feeling super creative. Like you can not that you're passing it off, but there's so many other people in this band that can easily step in. So I'm sure that probably helps with like mental health and, taking a breather when you need to be. I hope.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. Like,
I was going to say no.
I'm going to say yes and no because it's very easy to be like, hey, man, I can't figure this out. Pass it on or whatever. But it also creates the power of too many cooks in the kitchen. Where it's like we all want to be like, hey, what if we did this? And then somebody's like, I don't like that. And it's like this whole thing. So it does create a stressful environment, but it also does help out a lot.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is there's probably
and it doesn't help that we're all perfectionists as well.
Oh, there's a lot of demos. Like if you see all our folders, there's like a good amount of like demos on there that might make it somewhere, might not. We don't know if we pick it up in a year or two or if we just do it now.
I want to hear the COVID song, the Grandma COVID demo.
How do you know about that?
He posted about it.
I posted it the other day, man. She found it. She found my Twitter.
I actually heard that for the
my
first
favorite
time
demo name
the other day.
Oh, no, it's on the band page. I posted that on the band page. Oh,
yes,
man,
you did.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, which I mean, it's fine.
Let me be like Norbor. Let me act like that y'all didn't post it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I will say.
Your spirit leaves. We have to know.
It's the best demo name ever.
Yes.
That song is ass. It's ass. And it's like 40 seconds. It is so good. It's not worthy of that title. So I will
but the song
I want to hear it. It's so bad. I'm so curious.
Honestly, I would
should be buried
because it'll never get used. It's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that should be buried.
They'd be like, these guys suck. They can't fucking write. What?
Post it on Spliced. Somebody will use it.
Best work.
Okay, heard.
No, post it on Spliced. Somebody will use it.
I don't know. Well, actually, I think that is a splice beat. I think that's that was what it was. Yeah, it was like a splice hit. Yeah.
Perfect. Even better.
Yeah. No, I was definitely up for too long, and that my brain was mush when that song came out.
Absolutely.
Hilarious.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna end this with a fun question. So, are y'all Spotify or Apple Music people?
Spotify.
Thank God. Okay. What are your last 3 searches on Spotify? Don't cheat.
I'll tell you right now. Hold up. I know
one of them. JK, I looked up 3 separate artists this morning, so that's cool.
So my homies in the Ranger from back home.
Okay.
Mood Ring. which is one of my favorite bands, and Creed.
Yes, okay.
Those are my last. And an honorable mention is also Twice because I'm super into K-pop. So that's the fourth one. Yep.
I have the most random ones right now. Like these aren't even bands that I listen to. I let somebody else use my Spotify.
Okay.
So what you got?
If you want that.
Yes, I want it.
So it's an artist named Sophie. You know Sophie?
Nope.
Yep.
Well, I know a million.
There's our Ninjas Are Butterflies by Sunday Cool, which is a podcast.
Oh, okay.
And then Cowboy Killer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm gonna throw in there that I was also listening to Toe, and Toe is a super sick math rock Japanese band. So that is something that I do listen to on the daily, and is normally in my search bars.
Steven's been listening to Spanish music recently.
Oh
yeah.
I actually have our band, Spirit Leaves. I'm not gonna
really?
But This Town Needs Guns, Bad Bunny.
yes. My coworkers just went and saw Carol G, so I've been like
awesome.
That's being pounded with, Latino Hispanic music the past week and a half. So I'm learning.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I've actually I've been writing since 11 this morning, and I've been looking up lots of different cool sounds. And this is mine. Spirit Box, Mick Gordon, Bring Me the Horizon. I love their soundscapes. And
in a nutshell.
If you want to know how I rip off bands, I take their sounds, their synths, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my thing with that. Especially Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon is a huge inspiration right now. That dude's a genius. Go check out the Doom soundtracks. Everybody, just go check that shit out. It's insane. The sound design on that stuff is crazy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna give you all mine. So
awesome.
Hollywood Undead, because I had to show my parents.
Hollywood, we never going down.
A song, because I've been obsessed with it after I saw them a week ago, is Leech by Angel Maker, because it is
sick
in my head.
That is awesome.
And I had to show my parents, we were hanging out, and I had to show them my favorite, Russians. So it's Slaughter to Prevail. So that's fine. Yeah. Honorable mention, Adam Lambert. Because
let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the last Hollywood Undead record that they did?
Mm-mm.
Our producer did that one.
No way. Okay, well now I have to.
Wait,
it's really good.
Out? It's been out. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, I asked him about it when we were up in Nashville. He's like, "Yeah, no, it's out. It's already done."
Oh, okay, okay, got it. I didn't know.
And if it's not, just cut this out.
Okay, heard. I'll do some research.
But
spilling all the beans.
Hey, from my understanding, it's out.
Okay, heard. Well, guys,
not out.
Thank you so much for taking the time and sitting and talking with me and letting me and everyone else that's going to watch this get to know you. I am so excited to see where, even the next month takes you guys, because it seems like you're steamrolling. So I'm very, very excited that goes.
There you go.
Make sure to go check out.
Yeah.
Go check out Killjoy. Go stream that, and then Pulling Teeth that just came out. And oh my gosh, please go watch that music video, because Herb's
a genius.
Oh my gosh, went so ham on that. So beautiful. And
Herbie, baby, he's so good.
Love him.
Love that. Herb's gonna love that. I'm gonna send that to him.
Okay.
Absolutely. Herb is a big reason as to why our path, our career has gone up a bit. Has started on a good path. He's
definitely is very much
a core member of the team, and we love him very much.
Yeah.
Well, as a photographer, I started doing that. I recognize good work when I see it, and I'm just obsessed. So
no, your shots are sick. I've seen the stuff you do; they're really good.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
We looked into you as well, yeah.
Don't look too hard, because I definitely was raised by Tumblr, and I'm very embarrassed.
Oh no, too. Come on, we were all on Tumblr. I was reposting all the Citizen and the ones back in the day when Youth came out. Oof.
I literally think I have a picture of a cigarette that I bought from my friend. I didn't smoke it, that I lit, and then a cup of coffee, black coffee, in between my thighs with like knee-high socks, and I got so many reblogs. Like, that's it. I'm famous.
Oh,
That's all
aesthetic,
you
bro.
need.
That's it, dude. That's the 2013 aesthetic right there, man. I remember that.
I'm almost
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Do you have anything else you want to plug before we sign off?
I can plug my other bands. I
Do
can
it.
plug Sweet Cambodia. Sweet Cambodia, they're the homies. They are progressive indie funk rock, so that's always weird. I can plug Cowboy Killer. We just talked to him for a second. He's the homie. He's touring. I'm touring with him right now with Yellow Wolf and Cash Key, so that's crazy. And also Nicolina. She's a little pop star that I met in a cigarette bar in Orlando, and we've done like really cool shows with each other, and she makes really good music as well.
Yes.
Love.
I'd like to plug South Florida hardcore. Go check out South Florida hardcore bands.
Let's
okay,
go.
They're the best in the state. Love those guys. I could name like 50 of them. But just literally go and follow Jeff from Bloodbather. That guy puts on all the shows. That guy finds all the bands. That guy's put me on to bands and he doesn't even know it.
Absolutely.
So shout out to South Florida hardcore. Shout out Tampa hardcore. Shout out Orlando music scene just in general, because we know more than just the hardcore scene here. So that's what I got to say.
Honestly, yeah.
Florida is one of the best scenes for metal music right now. And if you don't think so, then you should listen to more of the bands that are around here, because I think that your opinion would change.
Absolutely. Shout out to the homies back home, The Ranger, like The Path, all these Code Forest, which just came out with an album. If you're into like Spanish pop punk, it's probably the best Spanish pop punk that I've heard in a while.
Wow.
So absolutely, like, I gotta give love to all the homies back home. They're amazing. The musicians back home in Puerto Rico are something
Let me
else.
bring that back.
Okay.
So
Do you
that's
guys
something that I wanna.
Yeah, Hakubi.
Hakubi, absolutely.
Okay.
My absolute life homie, Hakubi Rubina. She does like this Spanish like R&B trap music, all that stuff. She's a genre blender in and of itself. She used to play bass with me in my old bands. Thanks for reminding me, Steven. She's awesome, super cool. I've helped write a bit of her songs that have guitars and drums on them, so I'm a little bit on that. It's really cool. Yeah, that's a person that I actually definitely want to shout out.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here and sitting down talking with Splice. I am honored to be your first interview. And I look forward to talking with you guys more later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're so welcome. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Peace.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, have a good one.
Bye.